Alright, so I didn't plan on making this video today because I did not think it would actually be possible. The Edmonton Oilers lost to the San Jose Sharks 3-1. How do you lose to the San Jose Sharks? I mean, the Philadelphia Flyers lost, but Edmonton, you were supposed to be a Stanley Cup caliber team, and y'all lost to the San Jose Sharks. And the thing was, San Jose did not look good last night. Like, they didn't look good by any means. But my God, is Edmonton's defense abysmal. And I don't care that Edmonton outshot them. Edmonton, 90% of your shots are coming from about 7,000 feet away. Or you're going to hit Mackenzie Blackwood right in the chest and it's going to be an easy save for him. So you know what we're doing? We're rebuilding the Edmonton Oilers. But on top of that, I'm trading every single player. Every single player you see right here is being traded. Jack Campbell, I am so sorry you got sent to the AHL. And the worst part about all this, Jack Campbell's lost his confidence. He's done. His career is over because he lost his confidence. When he was in Edmonton getting lit up, that was fine. The defense was just terrible in front of him. And then I saw a couple clips of him in the AHL. This man has zero confidence left. I think he might be one of the first people with negative confidence. And I love Jack Campbell. He's one of my favorite players in the league, but this man just lost all confidence and I don't see him bouncing back from that. Connor McDavid, you're in year number 9 right now. I just want to emphasize this. Connor McDavid has been in the league for 9 years now. He's been putting up these type of numbers his entire career. How are y'all tied for last place? You've had 9 full seasons to rebuild this Edmonton Oilers team into a Stanley Cup caliber one. How do you still not have a defense? Alright, enough yapping here. It's time to trade every single player on this team. Actually, I'm not done yapping here because if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to pass the Detroit Red Wings. Detroit has nothing to do with this right now, but if you think the Edmonton Oilers are a massive disappointment, then subscribe to the channel. And you know what? I'm not doing a trade like this. This will not happen. I'm not doing Connor McDavid straight up for Austin Matthews. We're not doing that. McDavid, you're being traded for probably about 5 different players. Now for the jokes, I would trade Connor McDavid to the San Jose Sharks and then pick up like every first round pick they have. But also, I don't want to send Connor McDavid to the San Jose Sharks. I'm not going to do him dirty like that. I'm going to try to send Connor McDavid to a half decent team. That probably won't be possible though because every single team that's competing for a Stanley Cup is already maxed out on their salary cap, but we'll find a way to do it. Alright, so here's our first move here. We're going to try to send Cody Ceci, Warren Foegele, and a 3rd round pick over to the Montreal Canadiens for Kirby Dach. We're taking on this guy just so we can make the rosters fit here. I'm offering this over, they're saying no. And the worst part about this Edmonton Oilers team right now, no draft picks. Yeah, you have your 1st round pick, and thank God you have that 1st round pick because you might have a top 5 pick this season. I don't know what else to package up here. Maybe the 5th rounder. We don't have any good young prospects. So that definitely doesn't help us. Okay, we'll include a 7th in this deal. We'll get Kirby Dach. He'll be a top 6 player for us. I like this deal. But yeah, we basically just use up half our draft picks in trade number 1. Definitely not ideal. Darnell Nurse, I still haven't figured out how you finesse the Oilers out of $9 million. Like, that still blows my mind to this day. And I'm sending you over to the Anaheim Ducks. We're going to pick up Mason McTavish. He'll be a good top 6 piece for us. And then 2 3rd round picks. Like, seriously, how did Darnell Nurse get $9 million when Cale Makar and Adam Fox signed at the same time as him? Like, there is a clear difference in skill level right there. Also, Darnell, fantastic job playing defense, turning the puck over on what turned out to be the game-winning goal. Also, Cody Ceci, you got to explain to me, why did you not let the goaltender play the puck in that situation? Why did you skate right over to the guy carrying the puck up and then leave the 2nd player wide open for the easy tap-in? Hockey IQ is at level 0 right now with this team. So here we go, McDavid, Bouchard, and a 3rd round pick over to the Dallas Stars. We're picking up Jason Robertson, Miro Heiskanen, and 2 1st round picks. We're not going to be getting 2 1st round picks, but we'll at least be getting 1 here. The deal's done. Jason Robertson, Miro Heiskanen, 1st round pick. We lost Connor McDavid. It's a sad day, but you know what? The rebuild has to start. So right now, this deal might not make too much sense. Nugent Hopkins and Ekholm, I'm saying both due to the Philadelphia Flyers for 2 firsts, Farabee, and Tyson Forrester. I'm going to offer this package over. I'm not overly surprised they said no, but we only have to up the package a little bit here, so we'll include a 7th in the deal if we have one. We don't, so here's a 6th round pick. This is going to be massive for us. Okay, we got to give him 2 6th round picks. Here we go. That's 2 6ths right there. This deal is massive and y'all don't understand why. Because we're about to make a deal with the Florida Panthers and take away half their team. We're going to get Reinhart, Verhaeghe, Montour, Lindell, Aaron Ekblad, all of this for Leon Draisaitl. So we picked up all those players and now Florida stinks. But you know what the best part is? We traded for Florida's 1st round pick. That's going to have a lot of value. So after that Florida deal, we are going to have to give some extensions out. I'm going to be giving Sam Reinhart 5.6 for the next 4 years. He's going to be on the top line for us, so that's going to be a fantastic deal. Also, I wasn't going to bring back Montour, but now that he only wants $5 million for the next 6 years, we can make it happen. I'll do 5.1 just to be sure though. I can't believe Seattle has Andrei Burakovsky on the trade block right now. Absolutely disrespectful. How can you do my mans like that? I'm going to bring him on to the Edmonton Oilers, and we're going to make him a Stanley Cup champion once again. So this is the deal I'm cooking up right here. And Andre Burakovsky, welcome to the Edmonton Oilers. You're going to be a game changer for us. Now, Lindell, this might be a bit expensive for a third line guy, but I mean, you're still a good young player, so $3.3 million for the next 4 years. We'll see how it works. So we got to pick up a goaltender for the future, and I think Jeremy Swayman could be that guy for us. 24 years old, already an 86 overall. He's an upgrade from what we have here, so we might as well add him to the team. Hopefully this 2025 fourth round pick is going to be enough to be the difference maker. It is. And now for 2025, we only own our first round pick. But you know what? That's okay, because we have to rebuild this entire team, and it's definitely not easy. I'm sorry, Jack Campbell, but I got to get rid of you. I know you're a good goaltender, but you've just lost confidence in Edmonton. The media and everyone else has thrown you under the bus. And also, I don't understand why is everyone throw Jack Campbell under the bus when Stuart Skinner isn't any better. Yes, Jack Campbell was supposed to save this team, but y'all put no defense in front of this man. That's not his fault. Yeah, you're going to cheer in the streets for taking on somebody that has $5 million? Be my guest. So we might as well build something here that Edmonton's never had, and that's a competent defense. So Provorov, a third and fourth round pick, we're going to be acquiring that for Zach Hyman. So our next deal is going to be bringing in Mario Ferraro, Barabanov, and a fourth round pick from the San Jose Sharks. We're giving them Dylan Holloway and Broberg, two young pieces. I think that's going to fit their timeline. We're not going to be able to get the fourth, but we are still going to be able to get a deal done. We had to make one deal with San Jose. It was only fitting. So the main target in this deal is Coronado, but we got to take on Blake Coleman so we can get the contracts to work. But don't worry, because Blake Coleman, you're immediately being traded. So Blake Coleman, welcome to the Boston Bruins. We're picking up 2 third rounders for you. So ideally, I don't want to be paying Joel Farabee $5 million to play in the third line here. So I'm going to be sending him over to the Columbus Blue Jackets, and we're going to be picking up Peak and a third round pick. Maybe not a third round pick, but we will be getting Peak. After taking a look at the lines, Coronado doesn't really fit here, so we're going to be picking up Noah Cates instead. And we're also going to try to pick up a third and fourth rounder. We can't pick up both of them, so I'll just take the fourth out and we'll be able to get this deal done. There we go. We got Noah Cates and a third rounder. So there's a lot of bad contracts on the Edmonton Oilers right now, and Connor Brown, you are definitely one of them. At face value, it doesn't look that bad, only $800K. The issue is, though, is if he plays 10 games this season, then Edmonton has to pay him $3 million next season, and that's going to be a $3 million cap hit. You're going to be paying somebody $3 million to not play for you. On top of that, you're still paying James Neal money. This team is just an utter disappointment. Also, William Carrier, I'll keep you on the team for the next 3 years at $2.1 million. You're a perfect fit on the fourth line here, and finding perfect fits on the fourth line are tough to come across. So we're down to our final few moves here, and I feel like Torpachenko would be a nice addition to the bottom 6, so we're going to bring him onto the team. A no-brainer for St. Louis. I gave you Janmark and a 6th round pick. For Torpachenko, St. Louis is not getting really much of a steal there. I think he's a solid young player. Barabanov, we're going to have to pay you next season, and I don't think we're going to have the cap space for you. I mean, we probably will, but do I really want to be spending a bunch of money on a third line guy? Probably not. So we're going to be picking up Charlie Lindgren and a third round pick here. So we're making another trade here, and that's going to be bringing in a good fourth line player for us. And this is our final move, as we're picking up Teddy Blueger from the Vancouver Canucks. So far we've traded an entire Edmonton Oilers roster. I mean, we still have the odd guy here. Like, Desharnait's technically still here. And yeah, I'll just do Trade Finder for him. So I would use Trade Finder for Desharnait because he's absolutely awful, but nobody wants him, and I'm not willing to give up picks just to get rid of him, so he can just go ahead and sit in the AHL. So here's the new Edmonton Oilers. We got Mason McTavish, Jason Robertson, and Sam Reinhart on the first line. On the second, we got the legend in Andre Burakovsky, Kirby Dach, and Carver Hagee. The bottom 6 here, it's definitely not an elite bottom 6, but you know what? Everyone has a great line fit here. So over the next couple years, a lot of these young guys will continue to develop, and I think we're going to have an incredible forward core here in the next 1 or 2 years. Now, I never thought I'd say these words, but I think you can make the argument that the Edmonton Oilers have one of the best defenses in the entire league. Miro Heiskanen, Montour, Ekblad, Provorov, Mario Ferraro, and Andrew Peak. That's a pretty solid defensive core right there. Well, in between the pipes, we've got the young Jeremy Swayman. He'll develop nicely for us, while St. Louis legend Charlie Lindgren, he's going to be holding it down, backing him up. So with all those moves done right there, let's go simulate to the trade deadline, maybe make a few more moves, maybe not, and we'll see if we can win a Stanley Cup here in year number 1. But if we can't, I'll definitely do a couple years of this rebuild. So right now we're currently sitting 4th in the entire league with a 37-20-4 record. But you know what the most impressive thing about this is? We started this season 0-4-4. We didn't get our first win till the 9th game of the season, but yet we're still 4th in the entire league. So Edmonton, there is some hope you could turn it around. Jason Robertson's been an absolute stud since joining the team. He's got 86 points so far. Sam Reinhart's holding it down. He's got 63, while Lindell on the third line picking up 50 points. You'll love to see it. Jeremy Swayman's also been fantastic for us. He's got 31 wins so far, a 907 and a 286. You're definitely going to be getting a nice extension in the offseason. But two of the best parts about this season so far, Florida Panthers and Philadelphia Flyers, bottom 5 in the entire league. We own both of their first round picks. We're going to be making some moves. I mean, not trading those picks, we're using them to draft. Now, we could make some trades here, but really, I don't want to screw up the core we have. Like right now, it's rolling. There's no need to mess it up. So let's just rock the core we have here and hopefully win a Stanley Cup with it. And if we can't, we'll just run it back next season. So Jeremy Swayman, here's the extension I'm going to be giving you right here. 4 years at $5.2 million. If we can't win in the next 4 years here, then something went really wrong. So we're going to finish the season out finishing 4th in the entire league here with a 49-27-6 record. And considering I had to trade the entire Edmonton Oilers team away, I would say that's a pretty successful season. But more importantly, how did Philly and Florida do? Well, we're going to have Florida 3rd last in the entire league, and Philly's going to be 4th last. If we don't get the first overall pick here, I'm going to be very upset because I refuse to believe that neither of these picks are going to jump to number 1. So Jason Robinson's going to cap off his fantastic season by picking up over 100 points as he's got 104. Sam Reinhart's picking up 73, while Lindell, he's going to be picking up 69 points. Meanwhile, Jeremy Swayman continues to do his thing as he's picking up 41 wins this season with a 906 and a 294. So let's just hope that this Edmonton Oilers team can play up to potential in our first round matchup because we got to take on the Nashville Predators. Okay, I knew the Edmonton Oilers were going to be a solid team here, but the fact that we just completed a sweep over the Nashville Predators, no, we might be on to something right now. So after completing that quick sweep over the Nashville Predators, the Calgary Flames are going to be doing us a favor as they're going to be taking down the Vancouver Canucks. We got a battle of Alberta in the second round, but Calgary, they've never seen this Edmonton team before. The Edmonton Oilers continue to keep on rolling. They're going to be winning another 3 games straight, but they're going to be dropping game 4. But right now we're 7-1 in the postseason, so we might as well close it out in our next game right here. And now we got to take on the Colorado Avalanche. Meanwhile, over in the Eastern Conference, we got the Toronto Maple Leafs taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets. But you know what? We're going to make it past Colorado real quick here. Wow, this team is rolling. We're 11-2 right now. We just won game 3, 10-2. Let's close out in game 5 here and let's get to the Stanley Cup final. All right, we're going to be folding in game 5, but we'll close it out in game 6, and then we'll make it to the Stanley Cup final. All right, we're off to game 7. Great work, team. So let's not mess around here. Let's just simulate the entire game and watch Edmonton go on to the Stanley Cup final. And that's exactly what's happening here. It was a close game the entire way, but Edmonton, we're just going to be able to find a way to score a couple more goals. And when I say a couple, I just mean one. So here we are, the Stanley Cup final. I traded the entire Edmonton Oilers team away, and we've reached the Stanley Cup final. We have the Toronto Maple Leafs up next. It could have been an Austin Matthews versus Connor McDavid matchup, but unfortunately, McDavid's gone, Draisaitl's gone. The Toronto Maple Leafs, they haven't seen this Edmonton Oilers team before, so I don't think they're ready for us. So here we go, the Stanley Cup final. 2 Canadian teams matching up against each other. The Toronto Maple Leafs taking on the Edmonton Oilers. So far, the series has been split 2 games apiece, but we're going to be taking a massive Game 5 win here, and here we are closing it out in Game 6. And just like that, the Edmonton Oilers are Stanley Cup champions in 2024. This season right now, Edmonton Oilers Stanley Cup champions. Also, a massive thank you to Jason Robertson for playing absolutely out of his mind. 20 goals, 20 helpers, 40 points in 22 games. We're not winning this Stanley Cup unless this man puts up these type of numbers, because that's ridiculous. Also, Sam Reinhart, you were pretty good too.